Hi, welcome back to Renee with Music. Hope you're all doing well.
Yeah, I'm glad that you got me my chair back.
I know, I do like these chairs.
We've had guests on occasion and we need to be able to fit them in.
Yeah.
But I told Chad, I was like, I don't know what to do with my arms. Because there was no, when they were sitting there, I'm like,
Elbow space.
I can't.
I know.
How do I?
I
can't.
It's fine, you got it.
No, you got it.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Today. So
Right.
this week, I'm like taking over. So this week was like an important week for someone in music. And it's funny because I've been on phone calls with different people and some people really don't like Dolly Parton.
That's shocking. How can you not like that?
Don't like her. Cause you know what I was thinking when I was driving today?
What?
You are never gonna have everyone like you.
No, we
And literally there's going to be people that will conspire against you.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And you just have to not, you have to rise above. You know, and I feel like Dolly is really
I can say if anybody knows how to do that, it's Dolly. Like she
over a decade.
loves life.
And that's the thing.
And she pokes fun at herself. She's like,
When
I
you're
know.
to make fun of yourself.
Yeah, she's like, I know that I look ridiculous to some people, but she's like, this is exactly what I wanted. And I'm living my best life.
Like, I'm happy about it. Yeah, that's something we used to like, you know, she's going through her like makeover phase. We were younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that's something that we, you know, in Canada, it's like, oh, Dolly. What's she doing now? Like, you know, it's just kind of this, you know, but she made herself into exactly what she wanted. And we know people who are like super happy about plastic surgery and all this and that and the other. And
She talks about it openly. She's not trying to hide it.
I love that though. I'm
she's
like,
this is
you're
who
a
I am.
celebrity. Just be like, I did it. So
Yeah,
I
I
did
did. I love
Don't
it.
I look amazing?
Exactly. Well, she turned 77.
Yo!
Yeah. So this will air a week after her birthday.
Okay,
yeah. So she
yeah.
just turned 77.
The week we're recording it the week of her birthday,
Yeah.
so that's pretty exciting because considering that she's still rolling hard.
She's not stopping.
I don't think she's even slowed down.
She's not slowed down. If anything, she's doing more. Like I just keep finding more things that she's doing.
Life goals.
Right?
Like,
I know. I was like,
yeah.
there's no. She has no.
I love
plans
that
to
for
slow down.
her.
Like, she's just loving life. Like I said, she's just enjoying it.
And maybe that's why we like her so much. Because
It
she's just
is.
like, I love life.
Yes.
And we love life. I love life.
Something to inspire too.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I don't know if I could get any more excited about that.
Oh, no, guys are just doing been talking about it all morning.
I really
Like, literally. Like, in fact, of all the podcasts we're doing today, this was the first because he's like so excited.
I really want to do
He
this.
just loved Dolly if you don't know.
I love Dolly. She's the best. So, turns out, okay, so anybody that does know Dolly knows that she's the queen of country. Like, country has been what she did. Like, that's how she got her start.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a country hall of fame?
yes.
And she's probably been in it.
Yeah, she probably owns it. Yeah.
She's the president
She
and CEO.
runs it. So what happened is that last year she was nominated to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and she's like, "No, this is why."
Why?
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually asking, do we know why?
So, well, because I mean, but again, if you think about it, even though she sings country, she's written songs, like she's.
Or rock.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
she's performed songs in movies, and she's done things that have been rock.
So, but maybe I don't know how you get into Hall of Fames. Like, to be in like for example, the Hockey Hall of Fame. My dad, we're Canadian. I heard about Hockey Hall of Fame.
Right.
Toronto, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can't get into the Hockey Hall of Fame if you play soccer.
Right. Well, exactly.
So
it's
in my
very specific.
mind, the Hall of Fame for whatever, it means you have to have done something. So like, what did she do for the nomination, or?
Well, and what was funny about it is that she was trying to forego the nomination because it was obviously drawing a lot of criticism because of the fact that she's country, and she said that she was reluctant to even consider it, stating that her career had mostly been in country music, and she thought others deserved the honor more. And so whenever she actually got the nomination, she's like, okay, I'm not going to fight this. She said, then I guess I better do something to earn it. So, but again, she's like 9 to 5 is not country. So like she's done like rock inspired songs.
Was 9 to 5 rock?
It wasn't country. So I mean, like it would have been pop. I feel like pop and country, pop and rock are gonna fit in the same category.
Okay.
So
there's not like a pop Hall of Fame.
So no,
Okay,
so it's not
okay.
so like anything that's like that specific genre. Like it's not.
Is
like,
that what got her the nomination? I'm sure anyone.
I'm assuming that's probably what got it. Was actually got it. She probably got it for that. I mean, could have been "I Will Always Love You," which obviously was also not country. It was sung in country, but it got famous for being.
Was it that made that famous?
Right.
What he did.
Yeah.
I see. Now this is something that I'm gonna have to go Google because like, how do you get into these like it's this mystical like who are these people nominating? And then how big is it of Dolly to be like no. I think that there's other people who deserve this more than me.
She did.
And
she was really trying to fight hard to like.
probably like trying to battle some of the people that are criticizing her. She's like, look, I didn't ask for this.
she's like
I did not submit for this.
No.
Like I did not. This is not. I'm like, she's probably going. Which publicist below me did this? Because I did not.
No.
Like,
no.
Yeah.
So she got nominated. So all of this went down in November. So she ended up getting that was like when everything hit. So, as she said, I'm gonna have to do something to earn it, even though she's already done.
So she obviously
so
did
much.
something.
So she is making a rock album.
That just at 77.
Dolly is
At
making a rock
77.
album. Yeah.
At 77. Although let's be real, like Mick Jagger, like those guys are still.
Oh yeah, like they're.
Although I heard Mick Jagger won't work with her.
Really?
But I think
Something about him.
I heard that Mick Jagger won't work with her because she is not rock.
Oh.
Maybe not loving the fact that she was going to get this nomination.
That's a little fussy.
He may be being fussy, and this is all hearsay, people.
All
You
hearsay.
gotta remember, we do not have direct lines to any of these people. We
We
literally
do
have
not.
the same resources everyone in the world has. So we can only make commentary on the things that are out there.
Right. So she was inducted in November.
Yep.
So that she made it her mission to put out a rock project. So she is currently working on.
I might have a newfound love for Dolly. Because,
Yeah.
so Chad's always loved Dolly. And I've always respected Dolly, but I don't love country music.
No, and so that's
Like-
actually the funny part about this is that I love
Dolly?
Dolly for everything that she's done, but I love Dolly more for her movies than her music. Love.
And if you heard our last podcast, I don't even know what those are either. Like,
Right.
I don't know. And so for me, I was thinking about this driving today. There's so many genres and subgenres, and like in music, like we were just talking about the fact that my music. So I just interviewed yesterday. The guy's like, "So what genre are you in?" And I was like, until this past year, I didn't really even know how to I'm like a pop singer. So like I was like all over the place. But it's actually like a genre. It's a subgenre called cinematic pop. Like and I thought I made that up. I thought I made it up. Come to find out, other people use this cinematic pop. So it's kind of got that like big movie trailer vibey type thing. But then I'm a singer-songwriter, so it's got that artistry in there. And so anyway, I was driving thinking about the fact that all these radio stations. Like I'm on Sirius XM. I'm like half the stations I have no interest in listening to, but they are there because there are people that. And then I thought about how interesting it is that as humans, like we all like connect to music differently. Like someone can literally hear country and you can watch it speak to their soul. I do. Like I've been in bars where like country music comes on and people lose their minds, and I'm sitting there like they're dancing and jiving, and I'm like, this is amazing that they're doing this. I don't feel that.
This isn't for me.
Like I'm not, but then now I can participate. Like so, like I'll join in, but there's something I'm not feeling at my core that they are. And then like similarly, like I mean, you turn on some EDM, like we called it techno back in the day. Now it's got a bazillion subgenres.
Right.
And and I was thinking about it as I'm driving because I'm like people who they don't feel it, they just hear. Like if they talk about it, they're like it's just
Right.
like they make it feel like it's this like nonsensical beating. Where like when I hear it, like I hear all the nuances, I hear all the drops and the drum of the rise and the falls, and like it speaks to me. And so like I could be in one of those raves in LA and like I feel it. And like but why? It's not like I woke up one day and said I really want to feel this. Like I just feel that. So like I find this also interesting as an artist because it's like okay, so here's Dolly who's country. Obviously that's what she feels.
Yeah.
Like that's what she feels.
That's what she does. Yeah.
So I'm like, does she feel the rock? Or I'm curious because like I can get it, like I can dig some rock, like I can feel that, but I'm also not like the guys that love rock. Like I'm not that. Like I can appreciate it, and I can get excited about some of it, but it's still not on my Sirius XM playlist.
Right.
You know, so and neither's country. We're like pop stations, and so funny growing up. What are we talking, like in the 90s, right? There was a whole subculture of people that loved the indie music.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was so cool to find like the underground artists, and back then it was like Death Cab for Cutie, and like I don't even know what these people are now, but like that, like you had no musical taste if you weren't like whatever. And I remember like I still dug the top 40 pop, and I remember there were people in my life that were just like, so juvenile, like being belittled for the fact that like I dug at the time, like who was it, like I'm a Barbie girl, who is that?
Oh my
I
gosh.
loved it.
Oh.
Who was that? And I'm like, I loved this like poppy mainstream stuff, and then as I got older I was like, well, I'm gonna let anyone make me feel bad because I don't vibe with Death Cab for Cutie or Postal Service. Wasn't it Postal Service?
Oh, I love Postal Service.
So I did feel more for
Yes.
Postal Service. I
Yeah.
couldn't do Death Cab for Cutie. I was like, okay, yeah. But Postal Service had some, it had that electronica thing going with it.
It was one of my workout.
They had like a dancey vibe to them, but like an underground-y dancey vibe.
Yeah.
So all this,
I like that.
clearly I have lots of conversations in my own head, like doing my
This
day.
one's for you guys.
This is me. I'm sharing a little piece of my inner monologue about life. So yeah, like coming back to Dolly, it's like I wonder, and maybe like you're gonna share more, I think, about this collaboration or about this rock album. It's collaborative, if I remember, and maybe those collaborations are gonna bring. I'm assuming rock is not her.
No, and I think the collaboration is probably she felt was the best way to bridge the two, like bridge the country and the rock, so that she could have a full rock album at 77 when that's not her genre.
Well, it's genius because let's
I think
be
it's
real,
really genius.
Dolly. We talk about you because when we hashtag you.
Right.
People listen.
Yeah.
So Dolly's leveraging the same thing. Like, okay, I'm not a rock artist. Chances are a lot of Pink followers don't listen to Dolly. So it's
Right.
like, how are you, Dolly Parton, Queen of Country, supposed to come out into the rock community and be respected? She's genius.
She's
Come
genius.
out with others that are already respected, team up, and oh, by the way, now there's crossover for both because
Exactly.
now all these rock artists who Dolly's faithful followers never listened to a thing they did. Like, you see the mental crossover?
It's so mental. Dolly's genius.
That's exactly what we
She
would do.
is genius. That is exactly what we do. So yeah, so, I mean, I think it was a strong move for her. I think it makes total sense. That record is actually titled Rockstar.
Ah!
Just,
I also see a movie coming. Speaking of like somewhere, like what's that movie, A Star Is Born? I feel like she could create the next version of like A Star Is Born.
oh,
But in your
so
70s,
genius.
Dolly, we just came up with an idea.
Right?
It's a rock star is born in their 70s. Like no one's doing that movie.
No, I
No one's
mean,
doing that movie.
Literally, Dolly reinvented right here.
In her 70s,
crazy.
like creeping up on 80.
Yeah.
Loving it for you.
So I
loving
mean,
it.
some of the artists. I mean, Pink is actually one of them. So Pink, Steven Tyler,
Pink is like a pop rock too.
yeah, Paul McCartney.
Oh, I can't go wrong with Paul. So her and Paul are like contemporaries. Like that's so great. No, they gotta have like a one-off show, a one-off live show. Oh my gosh, they could one-off live show
For real.
like a couple weekends.
Yeah, she just got done recording with Stevie Nicks.
Oh,
and it's also
Stevie.
top that Cher is next.
With her?
Yes. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Right
Okay,
now.
so there's just so many future podcasts. That we
Right.
can stick
I mean,
with.
we had just talked about Cher last week.
We did.
Right, I
They
think
were
that one
so-
actually drops right now. So we just
Yeah, but
talked about Cher.
so good. Like Cher, yeah. We love marveling in the success of others. Like we
Really
love
do.
to look at and be so happy
These
for their
icons.
successes. Yeah, these incredible icons. Even if we're not like I said, country, I don't feel it. Oh my gosh, Dolly, like
I just love everything that
just
she's done.
respect everything she
Yeah.
is, and that she's just unashamedly her.
Yeah, because she didn't stop with just doing the music. She got into acting. She's got a Dollywood. She has all the books for the kids. I mean, she's literally done so many
And
things.
you know, there's probably so many people that were like in her 60s, like it's time to quit. Like you have to say like, Dolly, you're
She's
not
like,
young anymore, and Dolly's like, I still look fabulous in my So she's still like getting up on stage. Like, I think that's part of it too, right? Like, it's just, you will always have people that are going to talk some smack.
They are.
Because, so it's like, okay, like, it's a little insight into me, because Chad and I actually have a mindset podcast where we talk about people pleasing.
Yeah.
Like, there's this little piece of me that always wanted everyone to be happy, and I never wanted anyone offended. I could not understand why anyone would be so mad at me. I never tried to make anyone mad. I always tried to make people happy, and like, just this, like, I felt like I was living this life chasing this like white rabbit down horrible holes everywhere. And so, you know, I got to the place where I was finally like, oh no. One friend actually said to me, Renee, you cannot deny haters their job. It is their job to hate. It'd be like going to Starbucks and saying to the barista, no, don't make that drink. But it's my job. No, I don't want you to make it though. Right? It's like, I want you to do something, like do anything else but make this drink. So, you know, that's their job. Like, if you are listening and you're a hater, I mean, you might want to self-examine, but maybe that's like your job, you know? And so, like, why would you deny them? And then I had another friend was like, look, if you don't have 62 new haters by the end of the week, you aren't doing anything. Like, go do something.
Go make a difference.
Go start trying to do anything and then watch the haters come in. I mean, that's just the truth. And we've talked at length about this. Like, it's jealousy. It's a list of things that doesn't have anything to do with that person or what they're trying to accomplish. And I think if you actually looked at Dolly and her kind of, what she's doing in life, like, there truly is an altruistic thing in her with the money she makes that she's giving back and reinvesting in the community and in life and enjoying life. And so, like, how are you gonna fault that?
No, I mean, they literally said the only reason she's not a billionaire is because she gives away too much money.
And should not all billionaires have that said of them?
Right, I know.
Because, like, how many billions do you really need?
Yeah, well, exactly. She's like, I'm just gonna give back. I just love it. Yeah. So just to wrap up the album, it is going to be composed of classic rock covers and originals.
Also genius.
Awesome.
So I just got encouraged by the publicist. So there's a publicist. That we have in music now. Just smacked my microphone. And the publicist asked me to release a small EP, and so that is done. It's called Renee with EP. Bebs is working on the cover art right now.
Nice.
But in this release, she had me include Radiohead's cover Creep.
Yeah.
And you know, there was a piece of me at first that was like, no, like, I'm an artist, like, I want to release on my own music. And then then realizing even through the interview I had yesterday about it, that it's, you know, you're kind of bridging that gap. The world doesn't know me, but the world knows Radiohead. And a lot of the world knows Creep, because if you didn't know, Creep was like the big launch of 1992 for Radiohead. It was Creep.
Yeah.
So, and it's been done so many times since. So, like, it kind of was like, hey, world, let me bridge the gap to the music I've made from where you already exist and create a bridge so that you might walk over and listen to the other things that are in the world over here. So, like, that makes that, again, is such a great play on Dolly's part, because let's cover some stuff, because people already know, like, and love those songs, and then mix in some stuff that we've done originally. So are the originals hers, or are they collaborative originals, did they say?
They didn't say.
Curious. It'll be really interesting to hear.
Yeah, so I'm really, really excited. There's no confirmed release date, but she said it's going to be sometime this year.
That's ambitious too.
Right?
Like, I happen to know what it takes to record an album, and like to not only record an album, but to collaborate with that many other people's schedules.
Yeah.
In order to rehearse, mix, and release, like, that's.
She's a determined individual.
Life is short.
Life is short. She's not messing around.
Dolly's like, I don't play.
She's not messing. She is not playing. So what I also found funny, I love her so much, is that she also mentioned, because she was on The View, I think yesterday. So everyone's finding out all this new information now.
Oh.
So it was mentioned on The View because they wanted to know about the album, but she also said that she may host SNL again, since the first time in 1989.
Like, I don't even remember that one.
Right.
I was alive, but I don't remember.
Yeah, is that crazy?
That's wild.
Going back to host SNL again after all these years.
Like, who's on SNL now?
Right?
Like, do we know?
It
Who
was
is
like
it?
Because it's like the 43rd season or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, so knowing that she would have been on there with
No.
me at all.
No, and then probably when she was on, went on to illustrious careers for themselves.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah,
So, because she did the New Year's Eve celebration, something or another with Miley, and Lauren Michaels was a part of that.
Okay.
Who is also SNL.
Oh,
So
okay,
that's how that
okay,
conversation
okay.
got started.
Hey,
so
we
she's
should
like,
maybe-
sure, let's do this again. It's been, a few decades.
What a fun playground she lives in.
Right? That's what I was like,
Like,
this
I
is
went
so
to a New
fun.
Year's party and I just
Right.
decided it'd be fun to do SNL.
Let's do SNL again. Why not? And to top it all off, because the woman never stops, she also has a limited edition baking collection with Duncan Hines that just came out of some of her favorite recipes.
Okay, first of all, she's like this. So what?
She is like
What is she eating?
No, the recipes are literally her brownie, cornbread, and biscuit recipes. That she's clearly not eating, but making for everyone else. Carl Dean, I'm so sorry.
That she's definitely serving to friends.
Yeah.
Because she has not gained a lick
Yeah.
of weight in her life.
But I mean, my gosh, could she be my grandma?
No, I want Dolly Parton biscuits.
Right? I know. So limited time.
That's so
Duncan Hines.
amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Love it. She's amazing. 77 and still going strong.
We love you, Dolly.
We love
We
you,
love
Dolly.
you, Dolly. Yes, we do.
I know. So good. You want to do a fun fact?
Oh, we could do one. So we didn't have one
Tuesday.
last week because we guessed. And if you haven't gone to see that one yet, it was Adelaide.
Yeah. So that one will
She's
be.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Opera singer. Go search out her
So
and learn more about
amazing.
her. So amazing. So we didn't get to do a fun fact. We get to do it this week.
Yes.
So, fun fact Friday. Fun fact Friday.
This one, well, they're always fun. I love fun facts. Did you know that there was a whole album recorded in space? Did you know this? Did you know
Okay,
this?
just so you know. This is like my life, which like, I feel like I'm walking every day, I'm like, good morning. He's like, look at this. And I'm like, most random things ever. No, I did not know that. Could have so
Yes.
many questions.
Oh my
Do you
gosh.
actually look into this further than the randomness?
I
It's
do.
like, who did this?
So-
And when did they do this? And why? There's many questions.
So there was a guy who made a cover of Bowie's Space Oddity on an actual space station. So his name is Chris Hadfield. So his cover went viral, and it's probably the coolest song ever. But the Canadian astronaut also recorded an album while he was orbiting space.
So he was an astronaut 1st,
Mhm.
and he's like, I'm up here, I'm bored,
Right?
I'm gonna make some music.
And then he made one, and he's like, oh, let's just do a whole album. So he released Space Sessions, song from a tin can in 2015.
I have to go listen to this now.
Go find this.
Can we put a link below? I feel like they just
Right?
like,
They really need, you all need to find this. So it became the first album ever to be recorded in space.
Is that a Guinness record thing? I feel
It's
like
gotta be. So he isn't only the first Canadian to walk in space, but he also became an important part of music history.
what's his name?
Chris Hadfield.
The Chris Hatfield is Canadian.
Yeah.
Hatfield. Go with a Hatfield. Don't think that was him.
Is that not crazy?
Wow, I'm so overwhelmed.
Right? So guys, look it up. Space
Google that.
Sessions.
Space Sessions,
Songs
Chris
from a tin
Hatfield.
can.
Thanks
That's
for
a good.
joining us.
That's a good. We'll see you next week.
Good fun fact.
Thank you.